stage is set for what should be a really good game one as this series gets underway. Introductions wrapping up down on the field, and first pitch just minutes away. Here in Milwaukee, we've got game one of the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. With Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. Game one is always critical in a postseason series, Singy.
Yeah, and this is when you love having home field advantage, Boog. If you capture game one, you're full of confidence that you've got a chance to ride that momentum for the rest of the series.
And on the visiting side, starting pitching is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
First pitch coming your way next. And today's starter, Brandon Woodruff. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. In to score from third. It's an RBI single, and they tie it late here in game one.
Huge game-tying at bat right there. Came through in a big spot to drive in the run. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield. The runner at first needs to be careful right here. He's dealing with a pickoff artist on the mound. There was a high-velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Tied at 4. What a stop. Tosses to second, and they get the out. Milwaukee digs in. Not a lot of traffic this inning, but he's got the power to change that with one swing.
Yeah, and that's the kind of threat that keeps pitchers honest, even with 2 outs and no one on.
Line drive to short and caught.
Just a
Sharp did well enough for them despite the loss. Had a single and an RBI.
He's going to be a driver for their offense and change losses like this one to wins. He needs better days than this. Some good signs in this one, though.
Live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the show presents the National League Division Series. It's the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. John Shambi, Chris Singleton with you. A big game 2 in store for us here today, Chris.
Yeah, this might be the game to actually decide the series, Boog. When it's 5 games, getting a 2-0 lead is a dominant position to be in, and I don't see this series getting to a 5th game if we have a repeat of game 1's outcome in this one.
Yeah, the Crows start circling for a team that falls into a 2-game deficit, not where you want to be. First pitch coming your way next. Today's starting pitcher, Jacob Mizorowski. What should we keep an eye on here?
Very solid starters, able to repeat his mechanics on a consistent basis, which allows him to move through a lineup and get deep into a ball game.
Number 21, David.
Steele back to work. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. One down. Let's talk about great individual postseasons. One that really sticks out to me is Ricky Anderson in 1989. He hit .441 with 3 homers and 11 stolen bases, leading Oakland to a World Series championship.
You're going.
Laser to the gap, should score the run. Headed for the plate. He'll score easily. It's 6-2, and in its second with an RBI double. All loaded up. David Sharp up now for the Brewers.
Number 21, David Sharp.
That's ripped into the outfield. And makes the grab. Runners tagging from second and third. He's in on the sacrifice fly. And it's 13-3. Well, Singy, it wasn't pretty, but here's another look at the final line.
Yeah, Boog, this one wasn't close. Not a lot of drama at the end either, and you just don't see a lot of blowouts in the postseason.
13-3, our final score. The Cubs go home a winner.
First baseman, David Sharp.
In the air, right field. Suzuki gets under it. And there's one down. Legends really are cemented in the postseason. You think of David Ortiz heroics for the Red Sox, Derek Jeter as Mr. November, or Randy Johnson in the 2001 World Series, just to name a few. High fly ball, right field. Suzuki on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is that. So one hit is all they get. Home half of the fifth coming up. It's the Cubs. Steps in, 2 outs, no one on, but he's stepping in with a purpose.
Trying to make this pitcher sweat a little, Boog. You've got to break up the rhythm. Even a long at bat would be a win here.
About this one, it's out of here. And they cut into the lead. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I could feel that swing from the booth. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
the Cubs move one step closer to a championship. They're headed to the NLCS.
You win a National League Division Series, you can breathe a little bit as the next one will stretch out to possibly 7 games. I'm sure they don't want to take it that far, but they're just going to be happy to get there. Congratulations.